Alright, so this morning we caught a pretty massive move on a small cap gapper, and I almost lost it all. So let me show you the entire trade. Alright guys, so now we're on the chart. So this was the stock that we traded, MASK. So I posted this on the Discord, I think like 5 minutes into the market open, and I said that it was a little cheap. So I'm gonna be going like smaller size. Because usually with these cheaper stocks, like this is 48 cents at market open. With these cheaper stocks, you always have to be careful because first off, they have a lot of commissions. So depending on your broker, you could have a ridiculous commission. But the second reason is they also behave a little differently. If you have a stock that's like $2, $3, $4, which is what we usually like to trade, those stocks are way easier to trade because they behave kind of normally. This type of stuff, it can get very dodgy. So anyway, let's play this like candle by candle when market opens, and then we'll see what happens. So first candle goes a little up, volume comes in, which is good to see. Let's keep playing this minute by minute, and then we can see it starts rising up. So first, it begins to find resistance at VWAP. This is, again, people use like 50 different indicators on their chart. I don't like to do that. I stick with literally the basics. I have VWAP over here and I have the EMA over here. That's all I see, right? So, and that's all you really need. You don't need to overcomplicate it. So I can see over here, it's already finding resistance on VWAP. So I'm just gonna wait. I'm not gonna force it. I'm not gonna take a trade now because I see it going up. I'm not gonna FOMO into a trade or nothing. But I'm just gonna wait. I wanna see what happens. So let's play the next candle. Let's see what happens. It's staying there for a little bit, still finding resistance. But now we have like a little breakout setup. You see that? It's gonna be the first 1 minute candle to make a new high. That is a setup you could take. It would have worked out really well. But that's not really the setup we like to trade. You know, it's below VWAP. We've seen some nasty rejections at VWAP. And so I never want to be trading like super close to this VWAP area because it's extremely volatile. And I know seeing this, you're going to be like, yeah, but why don't you just take the trade? You can make money. It doesn't always work out like that. More often than not, the stock's just going to dive bomb down because VWAP is going to be so much resistance. So again, the trade worked out, but that's not the type of trade that I usually like to take. And then the next candle, we can see just dive bomb all the way back down. This is what I'm trying to tell you. Two things. First off, it's a cheap stock, so we expect like erratic movement. But the second thing is, you can see that even if you entered over here, you would have just given away all your gains the next candle. So it's like, it's useless, you know what I mean? So that's why I like to be patient. I like to just not FOMO into trades. Just trade with discipline. So it dive bombs down the next candle, right? So I've alerted the group. So I've said, okay, listen, keep an eye on this, but it's a bit cheap, so just be careful. Let's play the next candle, see what happens. Then it comes all the way back up. So over here, we could have had a potential trade. I didn't take it. I took it, a bit later. But over here, we could have had a potential trade. But I'm not going to do that. I mean, stock went up, dive bomb down. Now it's going back up on a relatively lighter volume. I'm not going to take this trade. It's very dodgy. It's very dodgy price action, I'm just going to let it be. Let's see what it does. If it goes higher, then yes, we have room up to pre-market high. We could have another trade. But at this current stage, I don't really want to enter, right? Next few candles, we can see it just kind of goes sideways and it goes down. You can see it's beginning to find some support on VWAP, which is good. But it doesn't have like a strong setup that we like. We want to see like a nice, strong setup. And that's where we want to enter. Next candle, it goes all the way back down. So now I'm like, okay, I think the stock is dead. I think we should just stop focusing on it. We should focus on another stock, right? That's what I'm thinking when I see it all the way down. Like it's given back its entire gain all the way from 60 cents. It's now down to 49. So I wasn't feeling super confident. But then slowly but surely over the next few candles, we can see it starts making its way back up. It finds resistance at that VWAP area again, right? So this is why it's super important that you have VWAP on your chart because it's like you'd be trading blind. Like if I took VWAP off, you would have no idea why it's finding resistance here, why it's finding resistance here. Next few candles starts to go up. We can see the dips got bought back up tremendously well, which is great to see. Now it's shooting back up. Next candle, let's see what it does. Pulls back a little bit, a bit of a topping tail, right? But we can see that we're still above VWAP. We're still chilling above VWAP. So it's trying to confirm if VWAP has support or not. That's what it's trying to do. Next candle squeezes up. So now we're beginning to see that it's making its way up, right? We have this nice move from the bottom of like 49. We're already back up to 57. We're making a move, right? We found support on VWAP. We're getting close to that high of day level. So this is where I'm getting pretty interested. Now I'm watching this very closely. Next candle, we have a little bit of a pullback, and this is the candle that I enter. So you see how much I had to wait? I didn't enter right over here because it was up. Let me just buy. Like, I would have lost all my money. I didn't enter on this. I didn't enter anywhere. I just waited. I kept waiting. I watched it like a sniper, you know? Just watched it, waited for the perfect time to strike, and that's when I entered. So over here, I liked it. You know, we trade bull flags, which is great. So if the next candle opens, breaks the previous one's high, it's going to be an entry. But I feel very confident in this trade, so I ended up taking it the candle before, anticipating a bull flag, right? Next time, let's see what happens. Shoots all the way up. So perfect entry, literally amazing entry. Yes, technically I could have entered up over here, but I was very confident. I took the trade the candle before. So now this is squeezed, and it's squeezed all the way up to the high of day, which was 60 cents. The high of this candle 60 cents, high of this candle 60 cents. So it's retesting these highs, right? So now we just have to wait and see if it passes. If it just stays there, what does it do? Again, it's retesting highs again, right? Next candle, squeezes up, perfect. But watch this very closely, right? Yes, it squeezes up, which is tremendous, but you can see that we have a massive topping tail now. This is very bad news for us. It's very bad news for us because it shows us that stock went all the way up over here, and there were sellers lined up, waiting, just spam the sell button as soon as it broke. And as soon as it broke, everyone just spam sold, and it came back all the way down like halfway from the top. So this isn't good to see. Already I'm like, okay, I mean, this is a good trade, but I need to be careful over here because there's a lot of resistance. This isn't great. You can see over here, we had like a smaller topping tail. This topping tail is massive. So my hand's on the sell button, I'm ready to sell. And the next candle, it dumps. Now I can, because I was ready to sell, I was anticipating something dodgy. As it was going back down, 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 that's when I sold. So locked up 8%, which is great. But you can see how quickly I could have lost it. If I got greedy, if I was like, no, let's stay for longer, blah, blah, I could have lost it like that. But because I was sentient, I was like, okay, you know what? Topping tail, this isn't great. Let's just be prepared to sell. Let's see what happens. As soon as I saw some big sell orders, I just sold like that. So that was the entire trade. So the number one lesson for today is to not FOMO. If you FOMO in, let's say you FOMOed in when this stock was exploding, you would have lost all your money. If you FOMOed in on this setup, you would have lost all your money, right? Just don't FOMO in. So if you want to catch these moves live, you can join the Discord. I post my alerts there every single morning. You can see this is the wins channel. People are making wins. It's amazing. So the link is in the description. It comes with my daily alerts and also has a free course inside. So I'll see you guys there for the next session. Peace.